So in this video I present first part of the extended version of the video about lifespan extension, and the name is just like will we follow nature or medical doctors. So that's again the advice in what you can see from official medical professionals is absolutely ridiculous, I would say. Something maybe not so bad like regular exercise or social connection, but again guys, in general, it is something absolutely wrong. Okay, let's go. Research into extending human longevity is becoming increasingly popular with a growing focus on improving health span, so living longer in good health, and developing interventions through lifestyle, genetics, and regenerative medicine. We observe a growing interest in healthier aging and lifespan extension with 35 times increase in publications related to healthy aging between 2000 and 2023. Now it continues this growth. Much of the research has the purpose of generating money by proposing supplements and rejuvenation procedures for health and longevity. This is business, guys. This is business. However, expensive procedures like stem cell therapy, bone marrow transplantation, and young blood transfusions have limited clinical evidence of the long-term rejuvenation effects in humans. Also, a number of proposed supplements for rejuvenation appear to be not giving any effect. And we see that the change in life expectancy is going so that we actually in almost in all developed countries the longevity, expected longevity is dropping and dropping dramatically. So you see here in the United States, for example, it is absolutely devastating. So it is again in numbers maybe not so much, but again, it is dropping. It is dropping. So, and as I said, all the theories like blue zone means blue zone that you have to eat more vegetables, blah blah blah. So it is all wrong. So most of the advice and of the medical professionals are wrong. So let's go. And there is some considerable average lifespan extension for rodents. With some supplements like ascorbic acid 20%, royal jelly 18%, taurine 15%, acetylcysteine NAC 15%, calcium pathionate, it is vitamin B5 12%, berberine, melatonin, it's okay. However, the maximum lifespan extension, it is not health span extension, but maximum lifespan extension observed only for few supplements like combination of NAC and glycine. So this is in dose like 6 grams for 60 kilogram of human, and NAC in equivalent dose of 8 gram for maximum life extension 30%, quite good, I would say. Melatonin in doses 0.25 to 1 gram for extension 17%, and alpha ketoglutarate in those 2 gram gives 10% extension. I was doing a video on this, so it's again it is can be done much cheaper than to buy the alpha ketoglutarate. Taurine is working quite good at 5 grams for maximum life extension 7%, quite good results even for rodents, but it is not bad. So, but other popular supplements including coenzyme Q10, alpha lipoic acid, nicotinamide, riboside, curcumin, fish oil, vitamin E, aspirin, and quercetin had no extension or no effect on lifespan, or worse, this actually was the wrong supplements. They reduce longevity. Here we see that for some data about rodents with taurine, for example, both health span and maximum lifespan extended. But for metformin, for example, metformin was promoted as some miracle supplement to extend lifespan. It doesn't work for rodents, and it doesn't work for humans, I believe. So nature demonstrates to us that longevity is not genetically predetermined. Queen of bees, ants, and termites may live 100 times longer than working individuals with the same genetics as the queens. Not only insects, but also some mammals may live much longer. For example, the bowhead whales live more than 200 years and primarily consume zooplankton, especially krill. Krill is a rich source of high-quality protein, fatty acids, and chitin. Chitin is a type of dietary fiber. Digestion times in whales are from 15 to 18 hours, so quite short, I would say, and they eat a lot of krill. Microbats, which hunt for flying insects, also have short digestion times. This rapid transit of foods, along with a simplified digestive tract and reduced intestinal tissue, help to reduce body mass during the flight. Due to the short digestion times, production of toxins in the colon from undigested protein is suppressed. So here we see a picture of the bee queen, and the same genetics, different food, but lives up to 7 years and compared to a few months for working bee. And this is the whale. They consume a lot of krill and small fish and live much longer. So chitin probably very important, and so this flying microbats, and they eat flying insects which are full with chitin, but also hemolymph and the fat, and they don't consume much protein. Some protein consumed, but not much, because then it is not digested and get out, and then we know that in caves where these microbats live or during the day, a lot of ammonia is released because toxins are produced by this pathogenic bacteria, but not inside them, the microbat, but outside. Okay, so this is also indication that we have to do everything what we can to not to produce toxins in our colon. So flying insects are packed with protein, fats, and chitin. Fermentation of chitin in the gut by beneficial gut bacteria produces short-chain fatty acids, including acetate, propionate, and butyrate, which reduce gut transit time. So the acetate and propionate, they make acidic environment, and they reduce gut transit time. And then, because of this short gut transit time, production of toxins is suppressed. Butyrate is very important. Butyrate improves gut health by providing energy to colon cells, improving the production of mucus and the tight junction proteins in the epithelium layer in the gut, and reducing inflammation. Hemolymph of the insects is a watery fluid which transport nutrients. It is rich in amino acids, fatty acids, sugars, and some proteins which are dissolvable in water, so small size proteins. Microbats can live up to 40 years compared to 1-2 years of longevity of mice in the wild, which primarily rely on plant-derived carbohydrates as a source of energy. Okay, the chitin, it seems to be very, very beneficial, and we can get chitin not only from insects, flying insects, or shells of some crabs, but also from mushrooms. Mushrooms are source of very valuable chitin, not only chitin, but other substances which are very healthy. While the most common case of death in the wild mice is predation, laboratory mice develop cardiovascular or kidney issues and also cancer. In mice, the total transit time is only between 6 and 7 hours, so it is 10 times as fast as humans. But however, despite the short digestion times in mice, natural toxins from seeds and plants and polyunsaturated fatty acids ignite inflammation and potentially reduce longevity in the wild mice. Okay, you see, so the short digestion times are not the solution. They help, but even if you consume plants, then you have these natural toxins. Not only toxins produced from undigested protein, but natural toxins also. Naked mole rats, they live about 35 years, and blind mole rats live about 30 years. Eat the starchy interiors of tubers as a primary source of energy and rely on starch fermentation by the gut microbes. And this fermentation of resistant starch in the gut by beneficial bacteria also produce short-chain fatty acids, the same like chitin. So, okay, you see, this is naked mole rats. They consume these tubers, but again, inside, not the outer skin, but which is full of toxins, but inside that part which is rich with resistant starch. And this is also blind mole rats. They eat almost the same, so they live 30 years. Yeah, so it's quite indication that resistant starch can help. Naked mole rats also practice eating their feces, which is the phenomenon which is called coprophagy, to extract more of the necessary nutrients from their diet. These feces contain bacterial protein and short-chain fatty acids. The source of short-chain fatty acids, humans may consume butter, so no need to eat your feces. So butter is a good source of butyrate. In total, milk butter contains about 11% of short-chain fatty acids and 4% of butyric acid, which gives it a unique flavor and aroma. Humans may add dietary sources of chitin, such as mushrooms, and resistant starch as prebiotics and food for beneficial bacteria in the colon to produce not only short-chain fatty acids, but also certain B vitamins and vitamin K. Potato starch powder contains the highest amount of resistant starch compared to other sources, and studies show that it values up to 68%. So it's quite good, but not all. You see, some starch will be digested in the thin intestine, and then it is a source of sugar in your blood. So you have to do something, and okay, I will tell you what to do. Okay, this is how resistant starch is consumed in the colon. It is food for beneficial bacteria, and beneficial bacteria produce short-chain fatty acids, including butyrate, and then it is very helpful for the gut health. Consuming potato starch with citric acid and ascorbic acid together, okay, ascorbic acid at least, can reduce its digestion in the small intestine, stimulate gastrointestinal motility, and shorten gut transit times. In particular, ascorbic acid inhibits the digestive enzyme pancreatic amylase, alpha amylase. So it's again, if you take this potato starch, take it with ascorbic acid, yeah, as I do, for example. Additionally, magnesium salts can be used as mild laxatives to shorten gut transit time. While potato starch and cassava starch with ascorbic acid are good sources of resistant starch, edible mushrooms not only provide chitin and other prebiotics, but also numerous substances which are beneficial for health, including vitamins, especially B vitamins, and potentially vitamin D. It depends how the mushrooms grow. So there's also minerals like selenium and potassium, and antioxidant spermidine. Spermidine is very useful to ignite autophagy. For centuries, mushrooms were treasured as elixir of life. So again, this resistant starches, the potato starch is resistant starch type 2, and it is due to special structure of these molecules in the starch. These enzymes cannot get into the grains, and the starch cannot be digested completely, but some part of it is digested, so better to suppress this digestion with ascorbic acid. Okay, so the edible mushrooms are very, very good sources of some beneficial beneficial substances, and it is used, it gives a lot of benefits. Yeah, so it's okay, you can read it, this slide, and it's And maybe the best and easiest to grow it is these oyster mushrooms. I was growing oyster mushrooms myself, and they are easy to grow and delicious food. And now I try to do it. I don't grow these mushrooms any longer because some complications in all my life. But I buy oyster mushrooms and I combine them with eggs. Okay, I will talk about this later. In old age, the acidity of gastric juice and production of digestive enzymes are normally reduced in humans, which impairs protein digestion. Undigested protein can be used by pathogens in the colon to produce toxins, increase the alkalinity, suppress gastrointestinal motility, and extend gut transit time. Conversely, a strict carnivore diet may shorten lifespan. So as you see, it's again, if you consume a lot of meat in older age, it is maybe not so healthy. Okay, you have to think. Indeed, large carnivores such as tigers, lions, and cheetahs that are consuming red meat without prebiotics live shorter lives compared to large herbivores. In Africa, people from Maasai tribes mostly follow carnivore diet or from the birth to the death, but they don't live considerably longer than their neighbors, consuming a lot of plant-based foods. Meanwhile, the bowhead whales consuming krill with chitin, so or protein, fat, and plus prebiotic. So chitin is prebiotic, and they live longer than 200 years. So it looks like combining of animal proteins with prebiotics may improve gastrointestinal motility, reduce production of toxins, and extend longevity. This is Maasai people in young age. They look absolutely gorgeous, strong, masculine, very tall, up to 7 foot tall. So more than 6 mostly, but in older age, 60 years, and they deteriorate, the health deteriorates, so they don't live too long. So eggs are a complete protein source, meaning they contain all the 9 essential amino acids, and they also provide other vital nutrients like vitamin B12, iron, and healthy fat. Eggs, particularly when cooked, have a highly digestible protein that is processed efficiently by the body, so it's good, it's easy to digest. And the red meat has connective tissues that require more time, up to 2 days, and more efforts from the digestive system. So it's again, some carnivore influencers, they claim that the connective tissues work the same like fiber. Sorry guys, sorry, it is not so. You see it, it's as these Maasai people, they don't live long. So it is connective tissues actually will get to the colon and will be source of food for pathogens. So don't be confused. It is in older age, you have to do something to improve your health, not only eating meat. Okay, but eggs, some dairy products like whey protein, for example, and amino acids as powders can be effectively replace red meat and butter, of course, to improve health in older adults, as they provide high quality, easily digestible protein and essential amino acids, which are necessary to maintain muscle mass and preventing age-related muscle loss or sarcopenia. So it's again, you can go to the sources of information. Also, sauce with the cooking of red meat with proteolytic enzymes can significantly improve digestibility of animal protein by breaking it down into small peptides, which are easily absorbed in the thin intestine, and also amino acids. Okay, but eggs again, they are absolutely fantastic. I used to keep hens and produced eggs, and this was very easy actually, and the hens were free range, and I was giving them very good food, not like in industrially produced eggs, so the quality of eggs was superior. Now, again, I don't have this ability to keep hens, but I buy eggs from ducks. Ducks in Thailand, they are free range, and the quality of the eggs is much better than the quality of chicken eggs. Okay, so I rely on eggs, and I make some omelette with mushrooms, and I see them. I was eating mostly eggs with mushrooms, with this eggs from my hens and mushrooms from oyster mushrooms. Maybe year 2015, I was eating a lot, and 2012, 2013, and everybody was telling me, "Oh, you look so good." After some time, they were telling me that my health improved, and it was so. I was also very happy with my physical health. Now I try to do it again, so I eat eggs, and not only eggs but with mushrooms, and I see some improvement, and like I sleep better, and I feel better, and so not so tired, and the endurance is growing. So I much recommend you to consider eggs and mushrooms as a food in older age. Of course, butter, you can start your day with butter. It is important to start because you will get this butyric acid, and also you will rely on this fat as a source of energy, so you will stay in ketosis, which is absolutely necessary. Okay, then again, butyrate is not only food for the cells in epithelium in the guts, but it has a lot of other activities. So it is like anti-inflammatory activity. It is inducing apoptosis in cancer cells and also in senescent cells. So it is absolutely fantastic substance. So you can produce this in your gut, but also you can eat it bottom. Okay, so by learning from nature and focusing on diet of nutrient-dense animal food supported by specific gut health boosters, I mean these prebiotics, we can create an environment in our bodies which is primed for long and vibrant life. Okay, guys, you see, it is again, actually, I spent so much time on learning, reading publications, hundreds and hundreds of scientific publications, but actually, eventually it comes to one very simple conclusion. The base of the health is this modified carnivore diet, which is with easily digestible proteins from eggs, or maybe whey protein, or meat, but cooked with sauce with the technique. And then personally, I eat meat, sure, but again, I need prebiotics to push it, because if meat is not completely digested, it has to get out quick. So don't think it is good that if you consume only meat, and then again you will see it. In young age, it is no problem at all. So I see that young people benefit from carnivore diet a lot, but in older age you have to adjust your diet a little bit, and to accelerate gut transit time, and to shorten gut transit times, and also to use more easy digestible proteins. A lot of, and sauce vide is easy, guys. It's easy. This easy technique. It takes time. It's sometimes 10-12 hours, but it is, if you have this thermostat, and so you just use it. It is not so complicated compared to cooking with vegetables and then plants. It is nothing to gain. Okay, so that's all. You can go to the references and to the source information. And again, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm a doctor in physics and mathematics. So, but I rely on science, and science. In my research, I always try to mimic nature, and it's very helpful. So in my results, a problem that I am not paid for the results. For example, I long time ago I proposed engine oils which may reduce wear in engines and extend longevity of the engines, so engines can work 50 times more, but nobody is interested to have engines which are working so long, especially diesel engine. And now it is complete craziness that the people try to use electrical motors which are not bad. If it is hybrid, it is not bad, but it has to work together with diesel, and diesel engines are fantastic. It's again, I tell you that this is the best achievement, and to abandon the diesel engine like Germany tries to abandon a diesel engine after 2035, so it's craziness. Okay, again, my opinion is my opinion, and you may rely on official recommendation, up to you. It's I want to live myself long, up to maybe 1,000 years or maybe a few hundred years, because I believe we live in the end times and we see that our civilization is collapsing, and so many bad things are happening, and so the medical professionals are just, it is business to make money, to make you sick, and then you will use this products for pharmacy. I'm not against some products. I also consider that antibiotics sometimes is very helpful, and but I reject this business as business. Okay, so if you want to support me, you can press like and bell buttons, subscribe to my channel, share this video with your friends and family. Not many people want to live forever, want to live longer than 100 years. They see no purpose in this long life, and many poor people want just live shorter, because long life for them it is long suffering. So okay, life is not easy, but I believe that it is worthwhile to live long. Yeah, okay, have a wonderful day. That's all what I was thinking to tell you.